Welcome back. Welcome back. So I'm thinking to myself about little, uh, little bullshit that I had to go through trying to be a good man. And I found out how, crazy this world actually is, right? Now, there's a little quick story about Pennsylvania. I know I don't have much time on my phone. So I move up to Pennsylvania because for some odd reason I could never work in my hometown, right? I wonder why. And traveling around to different places for all these years and shit it never makes you money because you spend all your money on fucking traveling, so you don't really make none. So I realized that I needed to get the fuck away from whatever or whoever was stopping me. You know what I mean? I figured at the time I didn't think it was nobody trying to stop or hate or whatever. I'm just like anybody else, like, sometimes shit just don't work out. Maybe you did some shit, you whatever, and just it is what it is. So I go up to Pennsylvania, right? I'm doing as much as I can looking for work, and I can't get a job. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, why is it so hard to be a good man that just, you know? And then I meet this guy named James. Shout out, James. And he showed me how to get damn near any job you want. That's a low-level Super Saiyan job, And I said, yeah, right, that's impossible. He said, nah, this is how I got on. He said, these people don't care about us. He said, you gotta lie to them. You gotta tell them you got experience. You gotta do this. He's like, yo, nigga. He said, when I first came up here, they wouldn't let me work until I graduated and got my diploma. And I'm smarter than all these people now, and they need me. That's the only reason I can go and get any job I want, because I do the computer shit that these motherfuckers don't know how to do. So, he's like, I don't get it confused like they won't fire me. But as soon as they, he said, but this is how you gotta do it. You just gotta say you got experience here, say this and this, make a bunch of shit up. And he's like, don't lie too much, because you gotta actually, when they bring your ass in there, you better have enough common sense to figure out how to do the shit. And I said, dog, I could do anything in the world. All you gotta do is watch somebody else do it and then mimic what they do. How fucking hard is that? And so on my applications, that's what I would do. Every job that I would go to, I would just lie and say I had experience packing or whatever. Well, some of them wasn't lies, because I actually did have a couple of strenuous different jobs, so it wasn't really lying. I would just lie on the dates and when I did was last working or whatever. And I remember I was up at one time after winning and getting any job I wanted now. I said, Lord, what the fuck kind of lesson is this you're showing me? I said, I became a good man. I live right. I do right. But I gotta lie. I have to do what a bad man does, and I have to lie to get a job. That makes me a bad man. So I gotta lie. I gotta be a bad man so I can get a good man's life. I said, oh, this is how most people, they see through the matrix, and then they say, why work hard? Just keep fucking making shit up. Keep lying. Lie your way to the top. Fake it until you fucking make it. Or until you get sued and, you fuck a company's money up or some shit like that, But if you get cool with, one of the shadow people, they don't give a fuck. They'll let you get away with that shit because they'll show you the ropes, I'm not beat for that shit. And I realized when I seen that was one of the deepest lessons I ever learned in my life, being a good man and having to do, because it's a lesser evil, it's a lesser bad, like, oh, you just told a lie in your application and said you have experience and you don't, but you have experience, you just don't have as much experience, or you have no experience and you just, because I remember I was driving the forklift out that motherfucker. They had these little mini forklifts, not the real big ones. These like damn near, they're real, not like that. There's like almost like scooters almost. Like it's very smaller, but it still does the job, right? And I remember I had to lie and was like, yeah, do 5 years experience, yeah, some shit like that. And then, me just being a common sense person and knowing, let me take this shit serious. This is a dangerous machine. This shit is like really heavy. If I fucking hit somebody with this, if I drop these materials, this shit's coming out my check. So, I'm gonna really pay the fuck attention during this class they give us, and I'm really gonna take my time learning this shit. So I passed that little quick ass bullshit memory test of how to fuck. Because even he taught me the trick too. He said, this is why you lie to these niggas. He said, because even when you go in, they're going to put you on a course anyway and they're going to teach you how to do the shit. So if you say you don't have experience, you're not getting a job. If you lie and say you have experience, they're going to put you on a job and they're going to put you in the class to make you remember. All you got to do is be like, I haven't done this in so long. And then they'll put you in a little training course bullshit. I say, yo, ain't that some shit? I say, yo, that's genius. You're a fucking genius, bro. I said you were literally a genius. Like, that shit broke my heart, though. Like, that's one of the things that made me start really looking into the world and seeing what the fuck I was really in. I was like, yo, how far does that go? You know what I mean? How many niggas are really qualified for their job and they really ain't? But they lied to get there and they just did the work though, and they really do know how to do it, but they never really, they never really did the real. They ain't go through the real shit. And then I started figuring out a lot of those people be working harder than the motherfuckers with the real paperwork and the degrees and shit. I said, yo, this world is all types fucked up. And then I said, nah, that makes sense, because if you don't have the real paperwork, you don't want to mess up so they don't ever look at you. And you know what I mean? They might check your credentials or some shit, or dude, what is paperwork and all that, and the union and all that goofy. That nigga come to work drunk, he'll flip the whole fucking forklift and be like, listen, man, I'm in the union, nigga. I was having a bad day or something. And they'll just cover for his goofy ass. You, on the other hand, you know you can't make no mistakes. Because if they check that paper, they check whatever, they could easily get rid of you. Don't matter how long you've been there, you know what I'm saying? They be like, you lied, and that's it, you're gone. Just because you lied. Now I was thinking to myself, this world is really shot, bro. Like, that's really shot that men have to really literally do things like this just to get ahead, just to get on board. You know what I mean? I was doing that just to get regular warehouse jobs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been people caught trying to be fake doctors. I was just watching a story recently. This fucking black guy pretended to be a doctor for mad long. Because he wanted to be, and he didn't graduate college or something, but he knew a lot, and he just one day decided, I'm gonna go do this, and started going to the hospital or something, and then he was just going, and years passed, and they finally caught him or something. I said, yo, this world is crazy, bro. Ain't the first time I heard of that. Plastic surgeons, all types of different people that failed their test or whatever, and then they just go somewhere else, to go down in fucking another country, and they just go and they still get their little licenses, and that made me realize, oh yeah, that's what my father meant by the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Because a lot of those people, I give you an applause, sound the horns, I give you applause, you want to be that so bad that you're like, I'm going to go down somewhere else where they don't care about not knowing things, and you don't got to be perfect, and then your ass hurt people and kill motherfuckers. That's on your body, that's on you, dog. That's the purpose of really learning and studying. When you dealing with things like that, you know what I mean? You got bodies on you, dog. I remember this one dude, he's doing plastic surgeries for years. This dude ended up just destroying women, bro. He was destroying women, putting caulk, literal, the shit you plaster that you put in the ceiling, on the walls, to caulk the fucking holes in the wall. He was putting that in these chicks' butts. They wonder why their butts is rock hard solid and shit. I said, yo, this world is, anything to get that paper, right? Like I said from the beginning, when a good man has to fucking go get a regular monkey job and he has to lie, well, why wouldn't he just say, why would I want this monkey job? I'm gonna go lie about being a doctor now and get some real money. All love, all praise to the Most High. Be careful out there. Everybody ain't professional. Even the professionals with the paperwork, their grandfather ran the company and just gave it to them.